Greetings, everyone. Keith here. Hoping everyone's having a good day. Enjoying life, living life, loving life. Be sure to hit those buttons, show your support. And there's a PayPal link below for anyone that wants to share some love. All is appreciated.
Hold up, grab my soda cause I told you I'm colder than hell. I ain't buying what you sell, it don't ring my bell. Unless it's got the smell, you know, like grape pape. We ain't talking vapes or the color of drapes, or a gorilla in a cape. It's the good shit, just one hit. You so lit, you fall into a bit, non-bit. What's fucking funny is you're a monkey, a high school flunky, hero and junkie, obliteration of the carnation with gross castration, skewed citations by your intimations. Get real, young man, there's only one stand. You can't stand a suntan, how you gonna live on the land? Obliteration of the carnation with gross castration in skewed citations by your intimations. I'm a truth in rotation, you're a cheap imitation. Dog said hums, 808s make the ground shake. Cold as the grave, every word's a land quake. You're a flicker in a cipher, I'm the flame that won't fade. Step into the night where the shadows are made. What's fucking funny is you're a monkey, a high school flunky, hero and junkie. I'm gonna click another hit of this good shit, and I'm already it, so take over, it's been non-bit.
Thank you for joining us at Personality Inventory Mockumentary Productions.
Hey, everybody. Keith here. Hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, loving life. We're going to talk to you about some more of the evidence that people may or may not be seeing. How much do you need when it comes to these public officials, the public service, which is a public trust, and how much, quote, corruption is in there that they like to downplay as corruption, or just bad behavior and stuff. It's actually criminal. And we're going to take another look at some more videos tonight, hopefully wake some more people up. I may or may not drop the panel link. If you requested, I would have a more inkling to do so. But at this point, I really don't care what you have to say unless you want to come up and really discuss the actuality of what's going on. Your prejudgments and stuff like that, I don't really care about. I'm looking for logical thinkers that can stay out of their emotions and look at this stuff for what it is, and see the reality of it, so they can pass that on to other people that don't see it, people that think this kind of stuff is one-off in their small communities and stuff. And I'm telling you, it's not. This is systemic, and it is not corruption, it's criminal. So let's take a look at the first one we've got up online. Is cop allegedly returns to 911 caller's home for disgusting reason. This goes to the predatory behavior that these people have. Once they get information about you, it's not just limited to pulling some guy over in a traffic stop and finding a little bit of weed on him or something, and then harassing him daily in and out. until they finally get him on other charges or pull up false charges on him. This is predatory behavior, and it's criminal. So let's take a look. This one here is from EWU body cam. EWU body cam. Let's take a look.
He was just like, I see why your baby daddy beating you up. You must got some fire head. You must got some fire. And I'm like, what? He tried to make me suck his. I cannot get over that, bro. I'm traumatized. You a cop. You supposed to be protecting the servant.
When a woman calls for help following a domestic dispute, the situation rapidly spirals into disturbing allegations of police misconduct. As an investigation gets underway, authorities are left questioning where the truth lies and if one of their own could really do the unthinkable.
This is where the predatory behavior is a virtue signal of white knight save-a-ho, because she's in a domestic situation, and obviously she's going to need a new man. That's the mindset when these people go in there. And I can't say that's the mindset across the board, but a lot of these people have that mindset that they're white knights and that they're somehow going to save these women. A lot of times it's the women that are causing the domestic disputes. And either way, what they're doing in a lot of these cases is they're separating families so that they can do their virtue signaling as heroes behind a badge, when that is not what they are. Understand, these people are predators. They do not know the law. They're hired to enforce the law, and that is contradictory.
I understand and literally lied to the judge and everything to save your. I don't recall. This time I recall every. You going down.
The following is based on official police records, and the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. On November 28, 2024, around 2 a.m., a police officer in Muskegon Heights, Michigan is approached by an intoxicated woman outside the Paradise Banquet and Event Center. S.W.A.P then discloses a chilling allegation about one of his colleagues.
As soon as she started saying that, I was like, it was uncomfortable. Yeah. I just said, hey, look, MSP's coming in, they're going to take the report from you. Oh my God. All right, well, I'm going to go make sure MSP's coming in.
Make sure your car camera's
on immediately. I don't want to be involved in none of that.
Yeah.
Realizing that the state trooper will take longer to arrive than expected, the officer decides to drive S.W.A.P home, where she will wait to give her full report.
Okay, S.W.A.P, okay, get inside safe. I'm sorry for what's happened. I hope MSP gets out here as soon as possible and they can get in contact and talk to you about everything. Michigan State Police.
At 3:14 a.m., the state trooper arrives.
You missed.
So let me make a note about this 3:14 a.m., where almost across the board, across the United States, bars close at about 2 a.m. So that seemed to be about the time that this took place. And again, I don't know the predetermined situation here, other than they said it was a domestic situation, so they went to the home. But again, that's the time people are shutting down when they're with their drinking stuff. So again, a lot of these domestic situations are because of other underlying elements, like addictive behaviors in drinking and drugs. So we have to pay attention to that, and remember, that's on us. We cannot put all the blame on these public servants, and that's my point. We have to learn where the accountability and responsibility lies. And when it comes to this kind of stuff, it always comes back to yourself and your own accountability, your own responsibility.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So my name's Trooper Mink. I'm with the state police. So Muskegon Heights PD kind of contacted me, said that she had made a complaint about one of their officers. So they kind of gave me a little heads up about everything that was going on, but I thought I'd just come here and talk to you directly to try to figure out a little more about what's going on.
I had a domestic dispute that happened a few days ago, and I don't know if that reported or not.
Okay.
Okay, so the domestic dispute was a few days prior. My curiosity here then is why was she at a police station at 2-3 o'clock in the a.m.? That seems to be a little out of the characteristic investigatory daytime hours where most of this stuff should happen. And of course, the police are on 24/7, so yeah, there's that reasonability somewhere. But why particularly 2 o'clock in the morning? Seems a little odd to me, is all.
Days earlier, on November 20th, Shariana called 911 after an alleged domestic dispute with the father of one of her sons. Officer Richard Wilson was the responding officer.
I knew that he was taking advantage of me being in that situation and me being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Because he came back to my house.
Okay.
And brought me a mop.
Brought you a what?
He brought me a mop because I got my kicked.
Okay.
And the person that whipped my dumped pop and all this all over the floor and just did a whole lot of extracurricular.
So his white knighting to go back and provide her a mop so she can clean up after the incident, and he went back to her home to do this. Now I'm curious to whether he did that on the clock or off the clock. And either way, it doesn't really matter because, again, it's something that shouldn't happen. If you're in a public service and you want to provide her a service, you do it publicly, not on your own private time or in uniform in a private manner. You use outreach programs. And I'm sure she has ways and means of cleaning up a mess like most of us do.
Activities. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
He turned to his body camera was never on once he stepped foot right here, boom.
Shariana is certain of this detail because she claims that the light on the camera was turned off.
He was just like, I see why you're.
And that's not always the case because there are situations where they can have it on, but they can somehow turn that light off. I'm going to do some more research on this because this is pertinent part about the record keeping when it comes to those body cams. But I have recently come across information that they can turn that light off. So I'm going to do some more investigation on that, some more research on that to figure that part out so I can come back to you with the details on that.
Baby daddy being you up, you must got some fire head, you must got some fire. And I'm like, what?
Okay.
Fire head, fire. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I must got some what? That don't even justify me getting my beat.
Yeah.
But you saying it like you want me to.
Yeah.
And then his was.
Do you guys understand what was just said there? The officer correlated that her getting in a domestic squabble must have meant that she had some fire pussy. Now, I don't know where this kind of thought comes into a public servant's head, but that's the predatory nature. And that was an excuse to kind of lay on thick that he thought she would give up that pussy to him. And this is just grotesque, predatory white knighting of somebody that believes the community trusted him to be a hero, and he can foment that anywhere. And people are waking up, and people are not stupid. They may act stupid, but I think most of it is trying to go along to get along. And people are waking up, and I hope I'm helping a little bit more here tonight in showing this stuff. You people really need to understand this is systemic and it is criminal. It is not just mere corruption. It is criminal. And most of these people are predators.
Oh, and he kept grabbing my
back of your head.
This is when Shariana said that everything took a turn for the worse.
Did he try to force anything or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he sat right here on this couch. He sat right here.
Okay.
He pulled his
the belts. Yeah.
Yes, he took that out and he pulled it down and he was like, suck it. I'm like, what?
Then what happened?
I said, I cannot do that. You're an officer.
The trooper promises to immediately launch an investigation into Shariana's troubling accusations, but little does he know this will not be a straightforward inquiry. As part of the investigation, the incident that first brought Officer Richard Wilson to Shariana's door was placed under the microscope and every moment scrutinized. On November 20th, 8 days before she spoke to the state trooper, Shariana made this call to 911.
I need to make a police report for the message. And I need to report damage to my house. It just happened like 10 minutes ago. I was cleaning the blood off my head.
10 minutes later, Officer Richard Wilson arrived at Shariana's house.
I want you to notice This is 10 minutes later in a domestic violence situation, and it took them 10 minutes to respond.
Yeah.
What's going on?
You can come in. My son's dad came over here to talk to me and ripped all the screens off my house. Did all this. Put his hands on me.
He did that.
Yes, snatched my hair off. Broke my TV. All this. I just moved in here.
Amar Banks, the father of one of Shariana's sons, is a prison guard at the Michigan Department of Corrections, Ernest C. Brooks Correction.
A prison guard, folks. These are the people that women seek out because they believe that they're heroes, that they're somehow going to save them from the rest of society when the crime, the criminal is right before them, sheathed in a cloak of honor that is false. I'm telling you again, this is systemic and it is not corruption. It's criminal. It's a mindset that they have, and it does not change. They get fired and rehired at different locations across the board.
Facility. Shariana claims that Amar came to the house earlier that morning to pick her up in order to drop her sons off at school.
I have I think I got concussion because I got knots right here.
He punched you in the head as well?
Yes, it's not right here. And not right here. Right here.
So far, nothing in this interaction between Shariana and Officer Wilson would raise any suspicions or hint at the accusations to come. Yet that would all change.
You are looking for press charge, correct?
Yeah, he got. I don't give him. No, you're not. I'm not giving you no more passes. None of that. I done went to jail for you. Lied all this for you. And even got on the stand and lied for you.
You hear that? She went to jail for him, got on the stand and lied for him. This has happened before. If you can't see patterns of practice and how you become duped into believing that this man is your savior and that you should get on the stand and lie for him and stuff, this is bullshit. This is what I'm talking about. You people believe that it's okay to sit there and accept the little lies, so much so that you get involved in them and make them big lies, and that's your problem. That's why I say you have to take the responsibility and accountability yourself, because you're the ones that allow this to happen by not knowing how to judge true character of other people. You don't have to stand there and call them names and stuff, but you can internally judge the character of other people and determine whether it's good to be around them or not.
The last domestic got on the stand and literally lied to the judge and everything to save yo. I don't recall. I'm saying I don't recall. I don't remember. I don't recall. I don't remember. I don't recall. This time I recall everything. You going down.
Shariana then makes a
when it's to her benefit, then she's going to recall. See, this is the problem. You can't take benefits previously and then, because you're willing to lie and foment the lie along with other people and then turn around and expect me to feel sorry for you. I don't. I'm just pointing out that these people are predators and you're dumb. Stop it.
Ominous offhand joke about the soda she claims Amar spilled over her floor.
All right.
You got a mop. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so there's where the mop came in. Okay. So yeah, you got a mop. She requested a mop. So now we understand that. She wanted a benefit. She wanted some help with a mop, for crying out loud. So the officer gave her a mop. That was his in. You have to take responsibility and accountability for that part yourself. You limit these people to the services they're supposed to provide and stick to it. Don't ask them to go beyond, because that's literally what you're doing. You're asking these people, because they're public servants, that they serve you when you don't need them to serve you. You can go get that mop your own self, woman.
As Officer Wilson prepares to leave, Shariana appears to have a change of heart.
I don't want to send him to jail. I don't want to do all of that.
I don't want. Yes, you do. You should. You should be sending these criminals to jail. That's where they belong. If you think otherwise, that's part of the problem with society. So many of you think that they don't belong in jail because you love them. They're your partner. The fuck is wrong with you people?
Because I regretted this the first time he did this, and I didn't want to send this. I don't want to do this.
Just really think about it right now, because I get saying you love them that much, but it's not acceptable for them to keep putting his hands on you either.
If you could feel this nut right here. You feel that?
No, yeah.
Ooh, that hurts.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you feel that? You shouldn't be asking him to make medical determinations either. You shouldn't be asking him to touch your body. Okay? You're going beyond the bounds of personal, or going beyond the personal bounds, those safe spaces and stuff, because you think this guy's a hero. You think he's there to help you. You asked him to help you, and yet you're the ones that saying you don't want to send the man to jail. Make up your fucking mind.
And so you sure you don't want to get medical attention?
As they're sitting there, Officer Wilson is called to another incident taking place nearby.
And so I'm going to take this call over there. I'll come back and speak with you, and then I'll go make contact with him. You don't deserve it. Just understand that you don't deserve it. So don't think that way, that this is what you have to settle for.
Well, she's asking for it. She does deserve it. Wake up. If you think she doesn't deserve it, this isn't the first time. The first time she didn't deserve it. The first time can be acceptable mistake in not judging the character properly. But once you know it, now you know that character and you keep on doing it, now you deserve it. You want it. There's something in that relationship that you think is so beneficial that you're willing to put up with the detriment, even life-threatening detriments. Notice she's pointing to the back of her head. Even in MMA fights, they don't allow the opponents to strike the back of the head because it's dangerous. You can kill somebody.
You deserve more. You deserve respect. And the sooner you start respecting yourself more, you'll realize that you don't need certain people in your life just because they're doing a little bit to help you.
Officer Wilson can be seen turning off his body cam. What happens next is subject to intense debate. What is known for sure is that the day after Shariana disclosed the alleged incident to the trooper, Officer Wilson finally spoke with Amar about the initial domestic dispute between him and Shariana from the 20th.
How you doing, young fella? Yeah. All right. It's kind of cold out here. I'll try to make this quick and brief. Last week on the 20th, your child's mom, Shariana, stated that you came over her house that morning and assaulted her, like, and said that you beat her up, tore her house up, and then left.
Amar shares his side of the story, claiming that his son wasn't even at Shariana's house.
So you never even seen her that morning? Okay. All right. So she's basically just coming up with a story. So does she deal with anybody else that would have assaulted her and that she would put that on you, or?
I don't know. She done a lot of my so not into it.
All right. So are y'all beefed out anything that she just, do y'all have issues all the time that she does this on the regular?
Shit. She quite a few issues before me. Like this past summer, she just trying to lie to me. She tried to lie on me. So I assaulted her this previous summer. And then the police arrested her for lots of police.
Oh, wow. So she's done this before, like what she made a report again, and it came under investigation.
Yeah.
And so when you sit there and try to cover up these people and it comes out that you lied, that's on you. And they're going to use it against you. So again, you can't want both things. That's your problem. That's your responsibility and accountability. If you don't stop it, they won't stop. It just rolls into a donut and just keeps on getting bigger and bigger.
While everything may appear to be above board with this interview, something sinister lurks just under the surface. The truth was only exposed when the troopers spoke with Amar themselves. At first, he continued to deny even being at Shariana's house on the morning of the 20th, but eventually he admitted this was a lie. He claims they argued, but was adamant he never hurt her or damaged her.
So now we have two parties that are lying, and it makes the job for disseminating the truth that much harder. What makes you think that the police officer has an easy job on either side of it? So again, they do have a hard job when you're making it harder. That's your responsibility. Stop it.
Her house. However, this was only the beginning of his admissions. He soon revealed that he actually knew Officer Wilson long before this incident.
I seen her growing up, I kind of romance her. She was saying that
Officer Wilson had tried to make like some sexual engagements or whatever to her, but I'm like, I don't know, cause like, I don't know, I don't really know about that. I'm like, I've been knowing him for a little while, so I'm not sure if he'd come off like that.
Despite Amar's uncertainty, when Shariana spoke with troopers for a second time, she explained what happened after Officer Wilson returned to her house on the 20th.
Not even suggesting that I give him some head. He took off his belt and stuff. He sat right here. I didn't know what else to do. Like, I had my own legal stuff going on. I was scared. Like,
She then makes a troubling admission, different from what she'd previously claimed.
I gave him.
For the troopers' investigation, Shariana even allowed them to photograph her demonstrating the act.
He said, keep this between us. And
Troubling admission, different from what she'd previously claimed.
I gave him.
For the troopers' investigation, Shariana even claimed.
I gave him.
For the troopers' investigation, Shariana even allowed them to photograph her demonstrating the act.
He said, keep this between us. And then he left.
In a strange set of circumstances, Amar became an important witness to Officer Wilson returning to Shariana's house for the second time.
As I went to go pick up my son, Wilson's police car is right there, and I'm like, well, okay, I'm just keep going on.
While driving past Shariana's house, he not only saw Officer Wilson's car, but texted Shariana at 1:05 p.m. saying, "Nice try," believing that she was filing a police report. This isn't the only shocking thing Amar reveals. He now admits that the two spoke prior to Officer Wilson turning on his body cam footage on the 29th when he arrived to interview Amar.
Yes, he had talked like a union person, something like this. He had got a wind about what was going on with myself. He said, my mom had made some accusation against something. He said, man, talk to my mom and see what she got going on. I'm trying to see if I can pretty much make it go away. But I'm like, nah, I can't make that go away. Pretty much, you scratch my back type, and I take care of you type thing. Okay.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. And remember, this guy is a guard at a local prison, while the officer plays another similar role within society, guarding the people. They're both in the same capacity, and so it's I scratch your back, you scratch my back situation on both sides of the fence for this officer, this Michigan officer. He's going to scratch the back of the victim and scratch the back of the other guard, and that's part of the problem. See, when you've got a circle of three people and all three of them are lying, ain't nobody going to find out the truth. And that's why it's important to learn how to discern this shit for yourself. And I'm telling you, it is not a one-off shit. This is systemic throughout the entire system, not just here in the United States, but around the world. You give up your authority by voting to some boss because you think they have a better opportunity to tell you what you can and can't do than you do yourself, because you're nothing but fucking losing liars.
With this disturbing revelation in mind, the footage from Amar's interview with Officer Wilson is cast in an entirely new light.
Oh, so basically she had a history of these things.
Yeah, she's just pretty much like trying out to give me type things.
During Shariana's second interview with the troopers, she's asked to do one final thing, a recorded pretext call. With the troopers gathered around her, Shariana calls Officer Wilson.
Who gave you this number? This is not my work number.
I want to know if I'm going to get in any type of trouble.
Any type of trouble? I didn't do anything, so you didn't do anything. So what are you talking about? I never told anybody anything that happened. So I didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. Only thing my body camera will show was me interviewing you.
So it's not going to show nothing else that happened. Right?
Nothing else happened. I left and I went into my other calls.
You left. You left and you came back, right? Is they going to show that? What should I tell them if they ask me any questions?
What are you talking about? Like you tell them. That I interviewed just like I did. I interviewed you and I left. You asked me to come back by to make sure he didn't come back, and I rolled back through that. He didn't come back by, and
God damn it, I'll get better at this. So again, we have a situation where she's trying to deny her own response, or admitting her own responsibility and accountability by trying to figure out what she should prepare herself for to set up the lie when this comes about. And then when it doesn't benefit her, she wants to tell the truth and say this man came over and sexually confronted her. She's the one that agreed to give the man a blowjob. Okay? You can't have the benefits and dismiss the detriment. You have to take your responsibility, folks.
When I return back to work.
Can you get in trouble?
I don't feel sorry one bit for these kind of people. Not one bit. You ask for it. This is why I keep telling people, if you're going to keep lying to me, I'm going to dismiss you because I don't accept lies in my life. That's the problem with this whole society. Everybody willing to put up with the little white lies, so much so that they get wrapped up in them and think they can use them to their advantage. And that part is systemic throughout the entire population. And yet you don't think that that is systemic throughout the police and public service? What the fuck makes you think that they're so much better than you? And yet at the same time, you think you're better than them. You're going to hold them accountable after it doesn't benefit you. That's the problem with the voting system. Get real. You voted for it. You want these people to control you.
For giving a police officer at all, period? No, he got a feeling.
You're doing a great job.
I can't get it out of him. He's trying his hardest not to. He keep hanging up on him.
Officer Wilson eventually calls her back.
Listen, don't play with me on my phone like that. You're not going to play that game with me, Trevor. That's my job. Ain't happening with me and you. And I don't play that. Don't do that. Please don't call.
That's my job. Well, you should have thought about that when you had your uniform on, went over to that woman's house, dropped your drawers, and asked her to suck your dick. That's your job? Is that your job, officer? The fuck is wrong with you people?
I'm not playing that game.
What game?
Though Officer Wilson has once again hung up, it wouldn't matter. Shariana has found evidence that would change everything. She used a paper towel to clean herself after the incident, which the troopers find in her trash, and she also hadn't washed the shirt she was wearing at the time. This, along with her sweatpants and a couch cushion, were all taken to compare with Officer Wilson's DNA. The only person left to tell their side of the story was Officer Wilson. On December 9th, just a few days after Shariana's staged call, the trooper approached him.
I'm here because of the allegation that you're referring to, okay? And I'm not sure what your understanding is of what the allegation
that I
is.
asked for.
Okay.
Like, I didn't ask for no, but I'm just like this. I want to. That's why you in reputation. I just want you in reputation because I don't know where going out at. Like all of this crazy.
During the course of the investigation.
Yeah, it's all crazy. It's all crazy that a uniformed officer, a public servant in the public trust, would violate that trust simply because he wants his dick sucked. It's all crazy because a woman who's in domestic dispute is not going to file charges against her man, or she is. And if she does, she's going to lie because she really doesn't want him to go to jail. What the fuck? It's all crazy.
Other incidents relating to Officer Wilson were revealed. He was previously involved in an alleged domestic dispute on June 18, 2024, with the mother of 4 of his children, Shamika. She alleged that after being accused of cheating on him, Officer Wilson pinned her on the ground in the front yard and she bit his finger. Neither of them filed charges. However, on June 25th, police were called again when Shamika alleged Officer Wilson ripped out one of her braids and hit her in the mouth. The prosecutor's office authorized an arrest warrant against Officer Wilson for domestic.
So now we find out that the woman that had a domestic problem and had an officer that's white knight, and she bent down and gave him a blowjob. It could have gone much further, and she could have just said, okay, well, I'm going to tell the truth about my current baby daddy and have him thrown in jail. And now I got me a real man that's going to take me out in the front yard and do it in front of everybody. Fucking crazy.
Assault. Though it's unclear if he was arrested, this occurred about 5 months before the incident with Shariana.
So if you want to take a seat, I'd love to ask you some questions.
Okay, I'd rather have one lawyer present at this point.
So this is all voluntary, okay? Again, this is all separate and aside from anything that you and Chief talked about.
So he's got his own domestic issues and he's on the hunt. He's a fucking predator. He's lining up women before he even gets out of his current relationship. Don't you guys see it?
That your department has?
Okay. At this point, I'd just rather have a lawyer present.
Okay. So you don't want to answer any of my questions?
No, sir.
Okay.
He informed the trooper that he'd been placed on administrative leave until further notice.
This crazy girl, baby daddy told me that she's trying to lie on him.
According
the ABA told me she's trying to lie on him. The ABA, American Bar Association, told me that she's tried to lie on him. Or the ABA, that's not... that would be the baby daddy, I guess. Told me that she's tried to lie on him.
So she's trying to lie on him.
According to court documents, Richard Wilson was charged with misconduct in office and neglect of duty. The charge of misconduct in office was eventually dismissed, but he pled no contest to neglect of duty. He was sentenced to pay a $300 fine and didn't serve any jail time. If you
imagine that, $300 fine and no jail time. But that's what you get, folks. That's what you're asking for. Let's take a look at the next one. It's along the same lines of predatory action, of sexual behavior, and it's just grotesque how these kind of events come about. Spur of the moment. It's almost like this is something that's on their mind constantly in so many of these situations, that's actually what they're looking for is vulnerable women that they can pose as heroes in white knight for them and take them out of situations to only put them in a worse situation with themselves. Again, remember, these people are not good people. They're supposed to know the law so they can enforce the law, but that is the last thing they know. They were never trained in law.
Seriously, stop. Oh, you stepped on the nail.
He was like, please, will you show me your boobs? I won't say nothing. Nobody will know.
You're just really all over me. This is police brutality.
Who would believe my word over somebody who is authority?
Disturbing allegations land a Springfield, Illinois officer at the center of an investigation into police misconduct. The truth isn't what his body cam records, but in what happens when he turns it off. One by one, victims come forward to unmask a predator in uniform.
Again, another time when an officer turns his camera off. See, they prepare for these things. It's part of their rhetoric. It's part of their custom behavior. It is customary for them. Well, I don't think she deserves. The fallen slaves us all says they pimped that girl. She didn't get none of the $300. I don't think she deserves $300 for a fucking blowjob. That would make her a fucking whore, right? Or is she already a whore and she does deserve the $300 as professional pay? I don't know. You decide.
The very people he swore to protect.
He's very creepy, and I'm most positive that I'm not the first one that's had to go through this with him.
The following is based on official police records, and the footage has never been seen before until...
Absolutely not. I'm not willing to believe this is a first-time incident either. That's one of the things I'm trying to point out to you people. This is a pattern of practice. These are not one-offs. It is not the first time they've done it. It is a pattern of practice. It is systemic throughout the system, and it is criminal, not just corruption.
Now. In February of 2021, the Illinois State Police, at the request of the Springfield Police Department, launched a criminal investigation into Officer Taylor's staff, a 3-year veteran of the department, over allegations stemming from incidents while on duty.
An officer came to a domestic dispute. My kids and dad went to jail. The officer that came there, I think there was 2 or 3 officers, but there was 2 in the kitchen, and there was one that came to the hallway because he heard that I had no shirt on.
On April 22nd, 2020, Officer Taylor's staff and his colleagues responded to a domestic disturbance reported by the victim's mother. When they arrived, she met officers at the door.
They're in the bathroom.
Stop up here. Which one?
They're in the bathroom, I believe.
Is that on the first floor?
Yes.
Okay. There they are. Come talk to us real quick. Oh, she's naked.
Yeah, please get him out of here.
Oh my God. Just come talk to us. Oh my.
You're acting crazy as hell. Busted down this door.
I didn't mean to bring
He
that.
needs to go to jail.
Come talk.
Yeah, he needs to go. Let's hold door down.
You want to get judged real quick and talk to us?
Yeah.
What happened? We were drinking all night. I went to pick her up.
And so here we have a situation where we have a victim that is in a very private space, a bathroom. The door is shut, and the officer breaks through the door. Where is the policy? Where is the process for addressing a victim on a call where you absolutely have to break through a bathroom door so you can do your interview with the victim while she's naked? I believe that is criminal. I don't think there's any notes anywhere in any training that an officer do that to a victim. Usually they let the victim recompose themselves and have a certain composure about them so they can interview them. But to break through a bathroom door, again, a very private place where the victim is naked, that destroys that composure. And as you'll see, it destroys the confidence of any sort in the officer, let alone even the other officers that allow him to do it. You know, the ones that, oh, well, just let him walk out of the house. I believe that was a criminal act and they should have fucking arrested him on the spot. But that, again, is the problem. Nobody wants to hold each other accountable. They all want to dismiss it. That's the insanity. That's the fucking crazy shit.
From her friends. That's been an argument since because her and her friends were naked in videos on some website. She's naked right this second. She's in. Okay.
While one officer remains in the kitchen with the suspect, Officer Staff heads down the hallway toward the victim's bedroom.
Once he realized I was naked, he was trying to approach himself more.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. Okay.
No, you're fine.
Does he stay here? Okay. Does he have any property here?
No. Can you look at us? He just completely disabled it. Told me that I needed to talk to him right now.
What did he? Probably not. Did he, right? Did he kick the door in?
No.
Did someone let him in?
The door was unlocked, so he came in.
You just walked in. I'll let you get dressed. Sorry.
Officer Staff leaves her alone to put clothes on and returns to the kitchen where his colleague is still trying to get the full story.
Dude, I'm the breadwinner, bro. I take care of my kids. I come here, I bought her car. I'm Mercedes outside me. I got bank accounts with tens of thousands of dollars in it. I take care of my family, and she's just mad because we're not together. And I don't even know. At this point, I just want to be honest with her because my feelings are hurt. Then she calls the cops again after an argument, and now she's gonna false accusate everything. I suppose we kicked the door down and then rebuilt it before you guys got here in 5 minutes.
Moments later, the woman emerges clutching a torn t-shirt and steps outside, remaining with Officer Staff, who addresses her with a gentle tone.
There's probably marks from the shirt right there.
Okay. What's that from?
From the shirt. He ripped off.
Did he rip that off?
Because I wouldn't talk to him.
Okay. Did he put hands on you at all? In any
No,
way?
he just ripped this off me.
He's definitely not going to be here.
Listen, her car's not even here because I brought her here because she was drunk at a party, man.
How many times am I going to have to tell you? We have to get both sides.
I'm upset.
I know, but you need to listen, okay? We have.
Yeah, don't get emotional, guys. He clearly said it just a minute ago. I'm hurt. My feelers are hurt. That's the dumbest fucking excuse. Get out of your fucking feelers. Start using some reason and logic. That's what's so fucking crazy about it. You act like a bunch of fucking women.
To get both sides of the story, man. But so the longer you keep interrupting her and trying to yell, the longer we're going to be.
Because I hear her lying. It's pissing me off. Last time I beat holes and did all kinds of and drove off and all kinds of stupid and none of it's true.
You have to understand, we go what's called probable cause. Okay, that's what we have to base everything off. Okay, I haven't spoken to you. Okay, I plan on it. Okay, so whatever you said to him, unfortunately, I'll probably ask you some more questions that he's already probably asked you. Okay, hold on, we're not going to address that now. Okay, okay. As for the time being, okay, unfortunately, I'm going to have to put you in handcuffs. Okay, because you're under arrest for domestic battery. Right?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
All right, let's go. Let's go. I'm going to jail. Let's go.
Okay.
The officers escort the man toward a police cruiser.
Well, we're going to get your side, but unfortunately, you're under arrest for domestic assault and battery. Yeah. See, that was quite the investigation, wasn't it? They took one side, then told the guy they were going to talk to him about it after he'd already been rattling his mouth. Shut the fuck up.
Sir, while Officer Staff remains with the victim.
Do this often, or?
Yes, we just have DCFS here.
Okay. All right. Oh, he's out here for the night.
Though Officer Staff offers calm reassurance, her harrowing night is far from over.
Oh, are you kidding me? Dude, she was fighting with her friend. That's why my car's dented. Go look at the hood of my car. Dude, I'm done. Never again. I'm so done with you, bro. Yeah,
I'm done. Never again, because it's happened multiple times before. When the fuck are you people going to learn?
Right, again. So, good luck. I'm going to private jail, it looks like. Well, I do love you still. Just know that, no matter what.
Probably the back one.
Here we go. Dude, get me out of here. I'm sick of it. Why?
Shortly after his arrest, the victim and her mother were shocked to hear an unexpected knock.
I'm sick of this lying shit. No shit. You were sick of it a long time ago and you just keep putting up with it. Fucking pathetic.
At their door.
Me and my mom were like, oh my God, nervous again. Like, what's going on here? Did he already get out or what? My mom had came to the door and it was the police officer and she was like, it's the cop again. Whenever I had came back outside to him, he shut his cam off. Okay. That instantly popped it.
Yeah, I shut his cam off. That instantly popped a flag in my brain. Of course.
Flag in my brain. So then he said, you are very hot. And I was like, okay. He was like, I definitely got turned on by you getting out of the tub or whatever inside. And I was like, okay. And he was like,
yeah, like a 12-year-old boy. I got hot. I got turned on because you climbed out of the tub naked. That's a fucking 13, 14-year-old boy saying that shit. Grow the fuck up.
well, I know it was weird I came back, but I just couldn't not come back and ask you if you would ever be interested in going on a date with me. And I said no.
According to the victim, he returned to her home at a later date, following a separate incident involving her and another girl who had fought at a bar. For a second time, her shirt had been torn open.
He said, I missed you. I said, okay, that's weird. Like, okay. And he was,
yeah, that's very weird. I missed you. What? We didn't even have a fucking relationship. What is there to miss about? This guy's in his fucking feelers too. Don't you see it?
It's like, I missed you calling us. And I'm like, I don't. And then he was like, well, you should. He turned off his cam at that point. Somewhere around that point, he turned off his cam again. And then he said, can you please show me your boobs? And I was like, no. And he was like, please, will you show me your boobs?
Infatuated with seeing them boobies again. Fucking immature and pathetic. Crazy.
So I won't say nothing. Nobody will know. Like, I just want to see him. And I was like, well, they're already halfway out. Like, my shirt's ripped. And that's unnecessary. So then I went back inside and he left. He's very creepy. And I'm most positive that I'm not the first one that's had to go through this with him. Why do you say that?
Absolutely not. Why do you say that? Why the fuck you think she says that? How long has this guy been on the force? And this woman is the one that caught his eye? Of all the women he's seen, this one caught his eye? Come on.
You can just tell this feeling. So what can tell a good officer to an officer that tries to take advantage of their position and what they do?
She explains that at first she didn't report what happened as she didn't know the officer's name at the time. However, she later confided in another officer, finally revealing the disturbing encounter.
What did he say about that officer? Did he say?
It was like he knew.
Yeah.
He knew what kind of an officer he was.
Did he pull up?
He knew. Imagine that. Because they see this shit happen amongst themselves and they don't say anything. They let each other get away with it because it ain't no big deal. It's just a fantasy, right? It's just a 14-year-old boy fantasy. Fucking wake up, people.
Picture of him, or like on Facebook or something.
His girlfriend.
Oh.
He's like, why didn't you do anything about it?
Remember, these are the guys that you think are going to protect and save your children at those schools or out in public or your women. These are the people that you believe will do what needs to be done when all they have is their fucking fantasies of how they can take advantage of people.
I was like, I mean, I just felt like it's an officer. Like, who's going to believe my word? You know what I mean? I just felt like who would believe my word over somebody who is authority.
Other victims would soon come forward with similar fears as even more egregious incidents began to surface.
I ain't missing. I'm right here, Joe. I'm right here. Just because I ain't in their community, I'm not missing. I'm still here. And just like the old man above, I'm going to be here watching. I don't have to be in the circle. You want me to drop the link? Let me know.
Investigators learned that just 1 month earlier, on March 27, 2020, officer staff responded to yet another domestic violence call, entering a trailer to find an injured woman in tears.
Whatever. You got an argument?
I woke up, he was drinking. I went to the bathroom. We were down. And I came back to bed and he punched me in my mouth.
Why was he upset?
I don't know.
Let me see your mouth. Okay. Where's the scene is ready?
I've been recording.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go talk to him in a sec.
There's blood all over my sheet.
Okay. Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
What's going on, Joe?
What's good, bro?
Hey. Just going over some more of this criminal activity that everybody wants to call corruption. What do you think?
I'm trying to see what it is. You know, I just got here and I don't know what's going on yet. I see his body cam, so of course I was interested.
Yeah, it's the sexual perverts amongst the blue flag set up there.
Ah, that'd be dope if they catch these guys.
Oh yeah, we just did one video. We're on our second video here, and I'm trying to explain to the people this is not one-off shit.
Oh no,
systemic. No. It is not corruption. It is criminal.
I see it all the time. Oh
yeah, and people seem to beg for it. People seem to beg for it. Joe, what do you think?
I don't understand what you mean. People seem to beg for it. They like to see this, or I don't even understand what that means. I don't know.
Well, the last video we watched was a gal that was in a domestic altercation with the baby's daddy. The baby daddy was a guard at a local prison, and it wasn't the first domestic situation. And in the prior domestic situations, she had gotten on the stand and lied to keep him out of jail because she really didn't want him to go to jail. Well, that's the case again this time. She really doesn't want him to go to jail.
Right.
And it happens that one of the officers, or the officer that was doing the investigation, came back to her house, turned his cam off, dropped his drawers, and asked her to give him a blowjob, and she did. Then we find out that not only did she give him a blowjob, but he has domestic problems in his life prior to it. So he's merely out there looking for prey to replace the woman that he's already taken out into the public yard and beat the shit out of in front of everybody. Whereas this woman was beat behind closed doors. She's asking to be beat in public by an officer that's supposed to be her hero.
Yeah.
People are asking for it.
It's twisted, bro.
Very twisted.
I just asked you that.
Oh, I'm not in your house. What?
You and didn't get in an argument or something?
Dude, I have not argued with her. I have not seen her since like midnight this evening. I went to sleep around 2 o'clock in the morning. I got done playing my online game and went to sleep.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to her. I got your side or your.
No, I'm
well, how about
what is going on?
How about for right now? I just go talk to her. Okay.
No,
here's the thing. I don't she drinks. I don't drink. Okay, what do you?
I've been.
See, I know you drink. I know she drinks. He's been there before. This isn't the first time, is it? I mean, he walked in,
clearly
knew the guy wasn't going to be violent, knew he's not armed. Otherwise, they would have never gone to his bedroom.
Drinking, but I've been sleeping.
Take it easy, Joe.
What's going on right now, sir?
I'm just gonna go talk to her. You're not in trouble. If you were in trouble, you know by now.
Yeah, you know, I know you too.
I'm by myself right now.
Okay,
So for this time, you stay where you're at. Okay, I appreciate it. He's saying you asleep.
He's late.
Okay, well, what?
Look at my face.
I'm not doubting you. I see it. Okay.
When backup arrived, officer staff returned to the bedroom and instructed the male to put on clothes and shoes.
Hey, what am I being charged with?
Come on up, Cynthia.
You don't even say we're being charged with anything.
Oh, well, then I'm sitting.
Well, no, I mean, you need to get some shoes
Figure
on.
out my charges.
Get some shoes on, man. Okay, I'll explain them.
Yeah, get some shoes on. What's that mean, Joe?
You going for a ride?
Yeah. You ain't gonna get, and this guy knows it. Why would I put my shoes on if I'm not leaving the house?
All right.
There's no reason I should have shoes on. I should be going to sleep.
Okay. I'll say this to you again. You're either gonna put some shoes on, or this isn't gonna be the way you want to end the night. I'll promise you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, and stop me anytime, Joe, because this is the stuff people need to see and hear about from people that see it and speak on it on a regular basis. I can open my mouth enough, but it's always helpful to have somebody else on the panel.
I'm still trying to catch context, right? I heard what you said, but from what I see, it's I'm still trying to watch and put together what I'm looking at here.
All right.
Similar to the previous incident, officer staff placed the suspect under arrest and removed him from the home.
Wow, this is crazy, guys. I've not done any of this.
I know. We hear what you're saying. Okay, I don't want you to think that we're not listening.
Yeah, no, but you're not listening to me because you go throw me in the cell.
Hey,
I never see either of you guys again.
Is he one of the players you were telling me about? The guard?
No.
No. Okay, all right. That was the previous.
Right.
Previous
Yeah,
video. Okay. All right.
Yeah, this guy is just at home sleeping in bed. And like I said before, a lot of times these domestic situations are initiated by the women for one reason or another, crazy reasons. And, then they sit there and say, well, I don't really want him to go to jail over it. And then when they get up and they got to say, well, I don't remember, I don't recall, and sit there blatantly lie about it because they know exactly what they're doing.
And if you ever had a woman or multiple women, you know that they do crazy shit when they get angry. So you never know what the fuck they're gonna pull.
Yeah, and this is one of the things I want to remind people. You really have to learn how to use your discernment and judgment internally so that when you get involved in a situation that ends up in a domestic dispute, you don't follow up and say, well, I love him so much, I'm going to keep allowing it to happen. Something's got to change. And that's where the responsibility and accountability comes to you. It's your fault. You're the one that wanted that relationship. Once you knew he was an abuser and you stuck with him, that tells me that's what you wanted.
It's hard to, hey, Seth.
What's up, homies?
It's hard to argue. You chose that man, and after you saw what he was like, you still didn't leave him. It's hard to argue either one of those things. Not true.
Yep. What do you think, Cynthia? Have you been in an abusive situation?
Oh my God, I've been in an abusive situation. I've been the abuser in situation.
Hey,
it just depends on who and what stage of life I was in.
There you go. At least we have somebody willing to admit it. I appreciate that, Cynthia. I
Yeah.
really do.
And I apologize to her when I knocked her around last time I saw her in Texas. You know, we're square now. We're good.
Yeah, I didn't take it too hard.
Yeah, she takes a punch like a champ too, bro.
I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you, wizard.
Go ahead, be mad. What's up? What's up?
I sent you an email and you never responded.
I haven't checked my email in a couple days.
Oh yeah, I know.
But I'll respond to it as soon as I'm done here.
Thank you.
My apologies, of course.
I know.
But I'm one of those guys, you know, I don't have to put down the device. I can just ignore it totally for days.
Yeah, I don't check my email
months,
for days.
years.
I'm on a time crunch, so I need to.
Oh, all right.
Well. Yeah, I mean, I wish, but yeah, I was on a time crunch. So, but just whenever you get a chance.
All right, we'll do.
She called me and she said you were a better substitute than Perro ever could have been anyway. I don't need them anymore. She called me, so I'm just saying that's what happened.
But yeah.
I'm kidding, Perro. Get in touch with that girl. I'm kidding.
I know.
What's going on with this this clip we're watching?
Well, we already watched one full video on a predator cop that used a domestic situation to try to white knight a woman and pose as this hero that's going to whip his cock out and make everything better. And she believed him, got down and sucked his cock, and then blamed him.
Oh yeah, that I saw that one. That was some wild stuff.
Yeah. And then the previous one on this house, we just watched one where the lady was in a domestic and the officer went in and barged through the door and this and that, and then later on had some sexual connotations in a revisit. Came back and turned his mic off and said she was hot, and then it turned him on when he saw her get out of the bathtub naked.
Oh, I did see that. I did see that. So, yeah.
And that's 14-year-old fantasy shit, and that's what these officers are.
That dude had like 6 chicks came out of the woodworks that he did that to.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to say. You know, this is not one-off shit. It is systemic across the board, not just in America, but around the world. When you give people badges that say they're enforcing the law and they are not trained in the law whatsoever, then you can expect this.
Even more important, they have no oversight. They answer to no one. Then you can expect
they back each other up. Yeah, they back each other.
Even not only do they not have oversight, in fact, the people tasked with being their oversight will back them up on crazy shit. It makes them think they can get away with anything, and they prove it because they get away with so much. They think, shit, I'm a god.
Yep, and that's the thing, you know. I've been saying, you know, flipping my finger and saying, fuck you, you ain't my daddy all my life, because I know innately there is no man that actually has authority over me, and that all they can do is say that I have violated some kind of law. Well, now we have to point out where that law is and who wrote it, who it applies to, and this and that, and they don't want to do that, nor are they trained in it. Period. They have no process, and it's all emotions and feelings.
If they were the type of person that could make that decision, it would show in their training, because they'd be spending 2 and 3 days a week in a law library. They'd be attending all these fucking judges and lawyers so and so to learn the laws. That would be a good 25% of your training continuously, because the laws change continuously.
And they would be showing up for every traffic and ticket citation they give out. Every last one of them would show up. And that's Yeah, and that's the last thing they'll do. I have one officer show up in any court case until my last one, where I demanded it so I could cross-examine each and every last one of them.
Right.
And I get charged.
And when they do shit like that, when they don't show up for traffic or don't dispute something when they went there and have a bunch of cases that end up getting thrown out, someone should be on their ass. you're being a really shitty cop. You're just engaging with motherfuckers, sending them to court for no consequences. Instead, the court ain't gonna say shit because they got paid for that day. They got dude had to pay. He had to pay a court cost. Even if the cop didn't show up, they got money. They're not gonna ball him out for it.
Yeah, and that's where I say the people need to have that that oversight accountability where they're checking those records so that when they see an officer that's making $175,000 a year and he hasn't once showed up for any court case, it would put serious questions into my mind as to whether that pay is actually being accounted accurately. Because if you're not showing up for part of your job, which is to show up and witness what you say you witnessed on paper to reaffirm it, then that's violating your own accountability. And I don't stand for that.
And the more you do it, let's say you do it often as fuck, it tells me more. It tells me that you are a revenue generator. The justice end matters not to you, but you're good at putting people in the system and not following through. It tells me your priority is with revenue generation as opposed to justice. You're dangerous in those streets.
Yeah, and it enforces that incentive of what do they have? What do they call it, Joe? Where you have quotas. It enforces quotas.
Yes.
So people see that they can make that paycheck and not have to do as much because they just don't have to show up in court. They can spend that time rather than standing in court, they can spend that time out there fulfilling their quota, getting more citations.
That's how you get all the fucking promotions and shit anyway. In fact, if you don't get them, the other cops shit on you. If you don't perform well enough, the videotape has been leaking about that, and hitting audio and videotape about how they shit on you and take away your vacation days and give you shitty posts and shit if you don't meet your quotas, which are illegal and they're not even supposed to have.
Yep.
New Yorkers on tape saying how many. The guy, when they're chewing him out because he ain't arrested enough black people, he was and it was really funny. Yeah, I don't know if this is funny, but he's like, how many white people you arrested? All right, how many Hispanics? See, how many black people? 4. Who commits most crimes? Black people or white people? Black people, sir. Okay, you got to go arrest more black people. He say, dude, I work at the L. I can only arrest whoever hops the fucking thing. I can't make people break laws.
Exactly.
And his buddy takes him out the room. He's like, listen, man, you got to do it. He said the police union says they need 30 summons and 16 arrests or whatever the number was that he's got to do it. He's like, just do it. If you don't do it, they're going to put you in a really shithole community. And then if you still don't do it, they're going to have Sarge ride with you. And he's going to make you get out the car and watch you. You got to do it anyway. You might as well just go ahead and do it. It's showing the type of pressure they get put on to fill these quotas.
Yeah, it pressures them into bullying people. Like you said, they put them into worse and worse communities. Well, those worse communities they're talking about, folks, are the ones that have already higher crime rates. So now you have now you have an officer that's in an area that's got a higher crime rate, and he's being forced. So now he's got this attitude to create shit that makes it even worse.
And they got another guy on the same tape saying that, listen, man, just go to the shitty area, have he referred to it, the poor people side of town. They deserve it anyway.
Yeah.
He's like that's what we all do. We need to up our quotas. Like, geez.
Yep.
What is going on? I've been sleeping.
Jen, I've been out here a few times, okay?
I'm going to take off. Thank you.
I've been out here.
All right, Seth.
I just came up to talk to Riz real quick, and then I'll talk to you guys later.
All right,
all right. I'll get on that as soon as I get down here, Synth. So already he's saying,
I've been here before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time around here, everything's smooth, okay? I've always treated you with respect. I've always
Can I just leave and not ever come back?
I mean, maybe if you want to do.
You should have done that the first time, dude. That's what I'm saying. You should have done that the first time. It is not worth it. If you're going to think that you're going to have a good family structure and you started out with domestic abuse, I urge you to try again. Go find another mate.
Same things go for the man and the woman. If she's abusive, man, you got to get out.
Yep.
do that after whatever the judge decides to do. But that's
yeah, let's go to jail.
According to the victim, it was shortly after the man had been taken to jail when officer staff returned to her trailer. He walked inside uninvited and entered her bedroom.
Oh,
With
this
his
him.
body
This
camera
the
switched
same
off, he put
dude. Yeah, this the same guy.
Oh, is it?
Every time he arrests somebody's husband or boyfriend, he'd go back to their house and tell them how sexy they are. Yeah, this the same cat, I bet you.
Okay. Yeah, that's
shirt and squeezed
what
her
happened
breast.
last one too.
She pushed him away, and a short time later, he left the home. But the intrusion didn't end there. Soon after, he began texting her, asking for nude photographs. She never reported the incidents, convinced.
See, and that's the thing about the last one too. You know, phone communication with an officer of the law. You know, we have that judge down in County, Tennessee, that was murdered because the sheriff found his daughter's phone number in the judge's phone.
And it got a little worse. I heard that they were running a little sex shit out of the jail too, pimping off the guards or the prisoners or something. And his daughter's shit ended up on the fucking judge's phone. He was a part of it somehow.
Yeah, and that's one that I'm following because it's still developing. I hope they do find him not guilty by temporary insanity, because as a father, I would seriously wonder what the fuck that judge has my fucking minor child's number in his phone for when he has no contact with her. What is he doing? Why does he have my daughter's private phone number? I would be livid.
I gotta tell you, it's sketch as fuck, but I want it proven before we just allow him to shoot him in the head. It looks sus, looks 100%, or whatever the fuck, but you know, I want him proven, and then I want him to get off, because I don't want motherfuckers in there that, you know, I don't know. We found out later that, you know, really, you know, they owed him gambling debt, and then he used that as an excuse. And the reason the girl was in there was because he had to pick her up from school when the wife wouldn't do it. You're the one who called him and told him to call my daughter and pick her up from school, you know, or some shit like that. You know, just on the far chance.
Yep. Well, and that's why we have the temporary insanity plea too, Joe. So remember that.
No one would believe her. As the investigation continued, they uncovered more incidents where staff had texted women after obtaining their phone numbers while on duty and in uniform.
How did you meet him? I was in the parking lot, noon True Value. Just got done inside, and they were closing, or closed already. Officer staff or solid walked up to the car and asked if I had any problems, or if I was, well, he made a joke. He's like, "Somebody had a drug deal going on." I was coloring, waiting in the parking lot. So yeah, that's how he came up.
According to her statement, officer staff claimed he recognized her as a witness to a recent burglary. He asked for her phone number and soon began texting her.
What did he text?
See, again, he doesn't get the phone number unless she gives it. Stop it. Jesus fucking Christ, you're asking for it.
Well, they did say that he got it under the guise of, "You're a witness, I need your phone number."
Well, where is it that you need the phone number?
They always ask witnesses for their phone number.
Oh no, I've always been interviewed face to face down at the DA's office.
Well, I've seen people do it on the street. They've never not asked for a phone number.
But as a professional, that's a no-no. You're supposed to do that in a certain serene, clean environment.
Sterile environment.
Private phone numbers are not clean environment for
every video I watch. In fact, I've reposted videos and I have to blot out the phone number because the cop be like, "What's your name? Give me, you got a last name? Give me your phone number, give me your address." And they give it up. I've had to call friends and be like, "Hey, idiot, you're live. You just gave out your phone number."
Yeah, and you got to stop doing that. You got to stop giving out your phone number at all and your address. You should be going to them in their office under their recording and have your attorney or counsel with you.
All right. I've had friends try that too when they go in and try to bring a friend, anything other than a paid attorney, a friend or a cameraman or something in there. They don't allow them to go in there with anybody else. I've seen success if it's a paid lawyer. That's about it. But James Freeman just recently, he was the guy supposed to be recording the thing, and it was supposed to be in an open setting, a neutral setting. The sheriff moved it to his building, and when they came to record, he told them everybody else had to stay outside. And while they were arguing, the sheriff snuck up behind him and slammed James on the ground, and everybody called, and you know they had to let James out, drop the charges, all that bullshit.
Yeah, see, that's why I say, you know, if you understand what's going on, You go in with that proper witness and you let them know what the truth is. You don't sit there and lie because you don't want your boyfriend to go to jail or your baby daddy to go. You tell the truth. You stick to it. And if you have to move on to another man or a woman, do it. It's not good for you or the rest of society to sit there and keep wallowing in this quagmire of lies, claiming victimhood, and trying to use it to your benefit. It's never going to benefit you to lie.
Just watch a little more. It's better. I only got a little amount of time. Just watch a little more.
Stuff. It wasn't anything super inappropriate. Asked if I had a boyfriend and things of that nature.
Did he ever ask to meet up with you?
Yeah. I mean, no offense, but police officers are intimidating sometimes. And I wasn't trying to be like loud. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not town tonight, or yeah, sure, I'll try to swing by there, whatever.
Did he ever do or say anything else, or anything weird, or anything like when you guys were texting, or that night that he met you?
I thought all of it was weird. I mean, police officers don't usually ask you for your phone number.
Yeah. What did you think?
Thought it was all weird.
I thought all of them
don't ask you for numbers. They shouldn't be asking you for numbers.
Yes. Unless it's a meet
like I said,
at the station to take your fucking report. That's it. Ain't no I want to swing by the bar later. Maybe I'll come by your crib. No.
Yeah, I thought you were hot when I saw you nude getting out of the tub.
Yeah.
You've been there.
Is this the one that they show the video where they got a video of him where they tell him that she's naked in the bedroom? He immediately beeline in there and trying to talk to her.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it's the same cop. This is the same cop. Yeah.
Like I said, I wasn't in any kind of position I didn't think to say no.
With each new account, the investigation revealed circumstances that grew even more heinous. In April of 2020, officer staff responded to a domestic dispute between a male and female. In this instance, both were arrested at the scene, but according to one officer, the female wasn't processed at the jail.
Do you know why she didn't get booked?
I think my report, they said like her eye was too bloodshot, so they weren't going to take her.
So the
Her eye was too bloodshot, so they weren't going to book her in. Excuse me, they book in drunks all the time with bloodshot motherfucking eyes.
I don't understand. That mean if you get super drunk, you suddenly get a pass? I don't understand what the fuck that means.
That's what I was pointing out. What is the logic in that? If you're too drunk and your eyes are too bloodshot, then just let them go.
If you're super high and drunk, then you get off. It's only that little in between area where we want to arrest you for it. I don't understand.
Amazing how we both caught that same thing.
jail said they didn't want to take her.
Correct.
Okay. What happened with her as far as like her charges?
She was issued a notice to appear for domestic battery.
Well, what happens to her after that you know of?
I was getting off my shift, so I believe officer staff gave her a ride back to her house.
Okay.
And notice again, this is a domestic battery. So it's a white knight Navajo because he's wearing a hero badge.
That was his thing. He would be in on the arrest of the boyfriend or the husband. That's how he knew how he picked his victims.
Yep. And again, a lot of these guys are wife beaters themselves, ladies and gentlemen.
Were they talking to each other?
Of course, that's just my opinion, right, Joe?
All I remember, she was really intoxicated. I don't know if she was saying, she was saying a lot of stuff, but I really don't recall what she was saying. I just know she was very intoxicated that night.
Yeah, she was saying all kinds of stuff. I don't remember what she said, but I arrested her husband.
Yeah.
Based on it. What the fuck? He doesn't remember what she said. She was intoxicated as fuck. He couldn't understand what she was saying.
But
yet,
I know it was enough to me to lock a motherfucker up over. I'm sure of that part, though. Yeah, I'm sure of that.
Do you know, did he make any comments or anything?
Great investigative tactics.
Did she make any comments before they left?
She was saying a lot of stuff. I think she was saying something about or something sexual. But I don't know if that was directed towards me or him. I really don't remember.
I got you.
Because she's deaf, right?
Yes,
she was hard to understand.
She's deaf. Great. Now we have another communication barrier that proves this officer knows exactly what he's doing and saying, doesn't it?
I think this guy here is the guy's partner, and they're asking him, "What did you see your partner do?" I think it's this is that guy. Yeah.
I'm very intoxicated.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
In an interview with the female, investigators learned that after driving her home, officer staff walked her back to her bedroom. He then turned off and removed his body camera and began taking off his clothes.
Jeez.
According to her statement, he told her he got her out of jail and she felt pressured to give in to his sexual demands. Eerily, she recalls him smiling as though it were a joke, describing him as a child laughing. He warned her not to tell anyone, saying he would know if she did. Then he took her ID and left. And speaking with another officer, investigators learn of another incident that occurred as far back as January of 2020, when officer staff and his colleagues arrested multiple intoxicated women who were trespassing at a Pillsbury plant.
You all right?
No.
In your hand?
No,
No?
okay.
Okay.
She got Shannon.
Where's the boy?
He's up in like the fifth floor. No, he's not lost. He's not coming. I tried. He's trying to find our phones, but my sister.
She has your phone.
She has all four. Yeah, but she hit me in the head. And she hit here. Josh with Here's her this. head. Can you feel her head?
No, I can't.
Please, right here.
Well, here's the thing. That's not
Stop.
Again, asking officers to give you medical advice. Wrong idea, ladies and gentlemen. If you got bumps on the head because of stuff, report it to the officer, fine, but you don't have them feeling it and touching it. You leave that for a doctor.
It's getting out of here.
Okay.
Seriously, this is not.
She
Okay.
took our keys and everything.
Okay.
Took all our keys and everything.
We got it.
Yeah,
Here,
okay.
you do-
No. She hit me in the head and everything.
I know, but you're drunk. Okay.
I am.
I see you have no shoes on.
Yeah,
Okay.
just took my shoes and everything.
One of the two women, who are romantic partners, appeared to have a bloody nose sustained from an altercation with her sister while they were inside the factory.
My sister tried to kill me.
I know. I get, and we have officers out with her, so don't think that she just got away. Okay? The bad news is we have to make a little bit of a walk.
That's okay.
We have to literally walk.
I'll walk wherever you gotta go.
Okay. So one
Come
person.
on, I'll carry you. I got two, dude.
Hold on.
I'll carry you. Come on. I'll carry you. Come on. Come on, over my shoulder. Which way to hold? Can I carry you? No. Okay. Stop.
Each officer took hold of their suspect and began the long walk back to a waiting ambulance. Along the way, the woman with officer staff asked a personal question.
Right?
No.
No.
Nope.
Why not?
See, there you go. Again, you have to understand it's not just the guy's fault. Women, if you're going to sit there and ask this guy if he's married, you're the one asking for it. Stay away from private shit. It ain't none of your business whether he's married, just like it ain't none of his business whether you're married. Keep the private shit out of public. That's the problem. You're so curious and interested. No, you're looking for a benefit.
Why would I be? For you? Why would you what? She asked us, why would I be?
While escorting the intoxicated women through one section of the plant, disaster struck.
I have no shoes. No for it. You want to know that? No. Oh, no.
Oh, she stepped on a nail.
Yeah, and she started screaming bloody murder.
Yeah.
Stepped on a nail. Well, that's one of the reasons you shouldn't be out here in the middle of the night, drunk off your ass around abandoned buildings, barefoot, ladies and gentlemen. Again, your responsibility and accountability, and none of this would have happened.
Sit down.
Despite the horrific setback, she managed to keep moving and walked ahead with another officer. The other woman, who had earlier asked officer staff if he was married, walked with him as the two fell behind the group. Moments later, the woman's breast became exposed to the camera. According to investigative notes, officer staff then extends his right hand in the woman's direction, but what he does is not fully captured. The body camera is then turned off for 6 minutes.
So the only thing that shows on this camera is a little red dot that shows when your camera's recording. Yeah. And I do not recall it being on when we got to the ambulance.
In footage from the incident, two of the female suspects arrived at the ambulance, while the one who was with officer staff was taken to a police cruiser. After she learned she was about to be arrested, she made an accusation against officer staff, but the other officer...
Yeah, see, now when it comes to the arrest time, now it's not so beneficial to have asked if he was married and get down and suck his dick, huh? Now you're going to try and turn that around on him. See, that's the problem. You insane motherfuckers don't understand. You're not supposed to be lying about nothing. You shouldn't be curious about this man's private life, and he shouldn't be curious about your private life. And when you want to make it sexual, that makes it 10 times worse, because now nobody can believe any of you.
Officers didn't seem to believe her.
So not only you, okay, every single person.
Okay, we're gonna fight right now because you know what, you were just all over me. So stop.
Okay.
There's gonna be an issue because you were just
Here's
literally...
the deal. There's not gonna
No,
be an
no,
issue.
no, I
Yes.
will get a lawyer.
Okay,
I will
get
get a
one.
lawyer.
Get
I
one.
will get a lawyer.
Cool. All right,
This is how he trying to flare, so she can't talk. He gonna talk over her.
Yep, and now she's going to flex with a lawyer. I don't give a fuck. What do you think that lawyer is going to do? You're going to have to get on the stand and admit you got down and sucked that man's dick.
Well, in this case, I'm not sure she did that in 6 months.
I'm saying, you know, whatever it was that you had to do, you
Yeah.
posed that you had to do. No, you didn't. You didn't have to be out there in that where you were in the first place to have the police come to rescue you as white knights. You were looking for that benefit.
I was not arrested because you was alarmed.
Stop
Really? He was
pulling
just
away, okay? He wasn't. I was with him.
No, you were
Go,
not.
go.
You were not there when he was living. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're just really all over me. This is police brutality. Really?
That's really good.
You stole my and everything. This is, he really did. I'm not even kidding.
One officer later recalled the victim saying something else to officer staff.
Well, how did he see your vagina unless you pulled your pants down?
Oh, wow.
What exactly did she say, and how did she say
it? that's why I don't want to misquote, but it was.
Did she say genitals?
No, something along the lines of if said if I showed you my, I'd go home, not to jail.
According to her.
Yeah.
Wow.
So again, the officer
and everything.
Yeah. So again, the officer's bad enough to have that perverted 14-year-old boyhood fantasy type white knighting. Let's go find somebody that we can have a little sex on the side with. That's bad enough. But you're asking for it. Stop it.
All right,
interview,
Pedro.
it was after he
Hold
shut
on,
off
I'm
the
gonna get out of here, Pedro. I got a little shit to do. Then I got to go over to Don't Judge Me's doing something later. We'll go see her.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish up here and go check with Cynthia's email, and I'll be over.
Camera that officer staff put his hand down her pants and inside her underwear.
Without knowing actually what happened, what is your opinion? Do you think that this is something that he had the ability and capability, and that he's the type of guy like this? Like, does the shoe fit?
I would not say it's completely out of character. I didn't like working with him. Like, I don't like the way he is personally. I've never had one of these complaints made against me. And the fact that there's just multiple complaints coming against one person, it just seems to ring a little bit of an alarm. Here recently, there's been a couple more things come out since I've been speaking with these other officers, and that's when we decided, there's a lot of coincidences going on. So that's why we all want to come forward.
On February 24th.
And so that's why, we wanted to come forward. So in other aspects, like I mentioned with Elector County, nobody wanted to come forward because everybody's thinking it's career suicide, because it's usually one person comes forward. Here we have multiple officers that came forward, and that's what needs to be done. People need to start coming together, both here in the communities and under the public service umbrella. You public servants need to have this element of good faith and fair dealing. And if you're not going to do that, then when one of you violates one of the citizens and the rest of you sit back because you want to keep that cushy job and don't say anything, that makes you look bad in the eyes of the public service as well, because you are no longer operating under good faith and fair dealings. You have now picked chosen a side. You've now chosen a clear side, and is based on a paycheck and not any kind of morals.
2021, the Illinois State Police arrested Officer Taylor's staff at his residence and transported him to the Sangamon County Jail, held on a $250,000 bond. Staff pleaded guilty to 5 charges as part of a plea deal, including aggravated criminal sexual abuse, custodial sexual misconduct, criminal sexual abuse, and 2 counts of official misconduct. He was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, with credit for 998 days already served, followed by 1 year of supervised release. He's also required to register as a lifetime sex offender. As a result of his felony convictions, Taylor's staff is effectively barred from ever serving in law enforcement again. If you'd like to see select new videos.
Absolutely. Great outcome. But I urge people to understand that it needs to happen not only more, but when it's other people signing off on this stuff to allow it to happen, we need to go after those actors as well, those public servants. Like Joe was talking about earlier, how many cases go before these courts that are adjudicated despite the fact that the officer never showed up, and that they just went on a presentment of information rather than an indictment. And that's one of the things that, if you notice, some people are going around this nation, county by county, and addressing the boards and council members and giving them notice that they've been operating under summary judgments based upon information rather than the correct constitutional element, which is an indictment. And this is systemic, again, across the board, and is the main issue when it comes to people knowing how this system works. And I've been speaking out against it for a long time. These are Article 1 corporate courts. And the only way that you can be represented by an attorney in those courts is to have a corporate fiction with a board of directors that hires them. An attorney for those Article 1 courts can only be hired by a board of directors. They cannot be hired by a single man. You can, as an individual member of the community, hire an attorney, but you do it for counsel and not as a representative. In other words, he sits there at the table and you talk to him and then you speak, not he talks to you and then he speaks. You keep your voice. You ask him questions on the side as relative to what you should respond, or how you should ask questions of people on the bench or on the witness stand or whatever. and how you address the county attorney or the defense or the prosecutor or whoever. You seek counsel in how that's done. You don't use him to represent you. He shuts up, you speak. In representative, you shut up because you can't speak for the corporate fiction. He can. They're by a board of directors. And it should be a board of directors sitting there for a corporation and not a single man being charged with crimes under a federal rules of civil procedure that says there's one form of action, civil. Those are Article 1 courts for civil actions. You want criminal actions, you need an Article 3 court. Remember that, folks. The smartest guy with a bow tie in Tennessee is the only one I know. Don't know what you're saying there, but appreciate it. And with that, folks, we're done. You guys know me. I love you, but I don't give a rat's ass whether you love me back or not. So please enjoy it on the way out one last time. Oops. Let's try this again. I forgot to switch screens.
Hold up, grab my soda, cause I told you I'm colder than hell. I ain't buying what you sell, it don't ring my bell. Unless it's got the smell, you know, like grape paint. We ain't talking vapes or the color of drapes. Or a gorilla in a cape, it's the good shit. Just one hit, you sold it, you fall into a bit, non-bit. What's fucking funny is you're a monkey, a high school flunky, hero and junkie, obliteration of the carnation with gross castration, skewed citations by your intimation. Get real, young man, there's only one stand. You can't stand a suntan. How you gonna live on the land? Obliteration of the carnation with gross castration in skewed citations by your intimations. I'm a truth in rotation. You're a cheap imitation. Dark set hums, 808s make the ground shake. Cold as the grave, every word's a land quake. You're a flicker in the cipher, I'm the flame that won't fade. Step into the night where the shadows are made. What's fucking funny is you're a monkey, a high school flunky, hero and junkie. I'm gonna click another hit of this good shit, and I'm already it, so take over this bit, non-bit.
Thank you for joining us at Personality Inventory Mockumentary Production.